Krishna, help me. I don't want to live a single day more than this. I want to die.
I wonder what the Gita has to say about this.
You're going to meet this scenario. Krishna, Krishna, help me. I had a huge financial loss. My stock market, all those where I have invested just went down the drain just overnight. And I don't have any bread on my table anymore. I have a debt that you cannot imagine. What do? I want to commit suicide now. How do I show my face to my family now? I invested everything in these stocks and they're worthless now.
I'm sorry to hear that. I wonder what the Gita has to say about this.
Oh Krishna, I'm dying. I just got a call from the hospital. They did this biopsy and they told me that I have 4th stage liver cancer. Why me? I have done nothing but serve the whole society all my life. I've done nothing wrong to anybody. Why me?
I wonder what the Gita has to say about this.
That's what you will meet. So be ready.
You want to sing this? Okay.
You can put the song.
I'll put this on. Why not? Okay.
The song is very beautiful.
This guy Ramesh Kosa is just so beautiful. It's hard to argue with him.
Almost the last, 78.
विस्मयो मे महान् राजन् दृश्यामि च पुनः पुनः यत्र योगेश्वरः कृष्णो यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः तत्र श्रीर्विजयो भूतिर्ध्रुवानेतिर्मतिर्मम.
Wherever is the Lord Sri Krishna, the Prince of Wisdom, and wherever is Arjun, the great archer, I am more than convinced that good fortune, victory, and to be continued. And
Good luck.
happiness and righteousness will follow. Incidentally, the verse we began with was the very first verse of the Gita. The verse we're ending with is the very last verse of the Gita. And interestingly, Swami Ram Sudas points out that the first word is dhar, because dharma kshetra, dhar. The last word is mama. In the entire Gita, everything about the dharma, dha to ma, dharma to ma, everything is covered and included in the Gita itself. With
They
that,
also say Mama Dharma.
Mama
The
Dharma.
opposite. Mama Dharma.
in the opposite direction.
Yeah. Can I get
Yeah.
my phone? Next slide. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's the slide. So we'll just look at how Bhagavad Gita has become such a popular text, and especially for counselors like us. One second, just open that. Okay. If you see how the questioning from Arjuna goes, just keep going through the questions. Just search for Arjuna Uvacha and just study the questions, right? How does he begin and how does he end? First he says, Gandivam samsrate hastat, right? All the DSM-5 symptoms. And then, Nimittani cha paschami, I'm seeing bad omens. See, look at how the mind delusion happens, right? We start hallucinating. To the extent of hallucination, the mind just creates all kinds of ghosts around. And all that happens. And Gaurav has covered that already. Nakangshe Vijayam Krishna, forget it. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to live anymore. I don't want to victory. I don't want wealth. All of those dreams that you were dreaming, just they crash and now you're completely in blue. So that's where he was. And the best part now, after that, how the mind works, is that we not only take to inaction, we not only become depressed about it, we also find excuses to our behavior, our new behavior, right? We say, aho batamahat papam kartum vyavasitavayam. That is, we were going to commit such a sin. Oh my God, what kind of sin we were going to commit. And yadrajya sukhalobhena hantum swajanamudyata. That means we were going to kill all these brothers and cousins and grandpa and gurus and everybody for the sake of Rajya, for the sake of kingdom. Really? Was that why you even started the war? Not at all, right? Or if you check the context of the war, and actually we have shared the document which you should read. This is the Yoga Bharati's manual which we use for our spiritual counseling for the most part. We have this context written there and the planes of existence, right? We have to look at it from a context. Spiritual context is different from social context. So you cannot mix the two. The moment you mix the two, then you are in trouble. So what he says is, he brings social context. What are the bad effects of a war? That's a social context. But when you are in a spiritual context, your thinking and your arguments are different. You first of all avoid war. And when it is time for you to take up weapons, when you want to vanquish evil, you are actually working for ahimsa. Remember that. And I want to tell you a little story as a part of this counseling little drama that we played, right? This question of divorce or question of, somebody ditching me, boyfriend, girlfriend, doesn't matter, relationships. So when we have these sense of betrayal or the sense of loss or the sense of me hurting somebody, or is all killing bad, is all divorce bad, is all breaking of relationships bad, these are the things, right? We look at it just good and bad, that's all. What is bad is in the mind. If the cause is noble, and to support that cause, if you have to take up weapons, it's almost like surgery at that point. So if you have anger and you're killing, then yes, that's himsa. But if you have to kill as a soldier, that's not himsa. So without looking at that context in which you are killing, or the context in which you are doing any action for that matter, divorce. I had one such case where she had said, I'm considering divorce, but I'm very upset with this man, and who has done this to me, that to me, all sorts of things, right? An hour of story, and we just have to be a deep listener. So you have to sit down and simply listen. And then I said, okay, so what do you want me to do? Tell me. They come to us as, okay, here is a counselor, here is a guru. When you especially practice yoga, you become guru to them. What shall I do? And my answer was very simple. It's your personal decision. Nobody can answer you on that. You have to take either course of action. That's yours. But I want to ask you a simple question. I saw a lot of anger, a lot of sense of victimization, victimized feeling and whatnot. If you can soften those, that is what yoga tells us to do. So that's what I'm going to talk. I can help you with that. I can help you soften your feelings. And one last time, let's say you want to divorce this person. You want to just get rid of that person. For once, can you think of him as a divine person whom God has created the same way as He has created you? So with that samatvam, with that, feeling of He's no different from me, but this is the action I have to take, then it becomes a surgery. It becomes just an action that you have to do the surgical process. Your children have to be happy, you have to be happy, and he's abusing you or whatever he's doing, we don't know. And it might be your opinion, sometimes it may be other way, we don't know. And so we won't pass judgment on that. But whatever you are doing is fine. But just love that person the same before you take that action. It's just a marriage that doesn't work for you. You just do what you have to do. But just simply remove those negative feelings. 6 months later, the person comes back and says, thank you for saving my marriage. I have done, that's one session we had. And then she went and did her yoga in our classes and whatnot. So we usually, yoga helps because they just simply develop awareness and they think and whatnot. But that little seed of thought, simply love the person the same. Doesn't matter what he has done to you. It's probably ignorance that might have caused it. But just do your things. Whatever has to be done for you to be happy, for your family to be saved, for you to be saved, go ahead. So that kind of just simply bringing a light into dark room is all that Krishna has done for that matter. So let us come to that now. So we saw that he began with all these Gandivam Samsrate Hastat, all the DSM symptoms and the excuses, Ho Batam Mahat Papam, Kartum Vyavasitavayam. And then he comes to what? He is now, once Krishna started counseling him, or look at the questions, we are only considering the questions. Then comes the Vyamishreneva Vakyena. What does that mean? Mishra Vakyena. Buddhim mohayasi vame. So, me manam buddhim mohayasi. You are deluding me, he says to Krishna. Vyamishreneva vakyana. What kind of vakya? You are giving me confused advice. Once you say Sankhya Yoga is better, the other time you say Karma Yoga is better. Yena shreyo ham apnuyam. Tell me one thing. What is good for me? Just tell me that. That's another behavior we see in the world. You find a guru, they come to you and they say, tell me what should I do? Huge gurus, not only us, these smaller gurus, like, lesser gods. We are lesser gods for that matter. But there are those bigger gods too, right? All the big spiritual masters. People want to go to them for solution. They don't want to take ownership of the solution. Krishna does that too, by the way. So look at how slowly Krishna prepares him to take responsibility for his action. He says, Buddhim mohayasi vame. You are telling me this is good, this also is good, everything is good, Saguna Sakshatkara is good, Nirguna Sakshatkara is good, Sankhya is good, Yoga is good, Jnana is good, everything. Now you are confusing me. Tell me what should I do? And that too he says, choices. Yeah, if you say Jnana Yoga is good, then why, Ghore Karmani Kim Niyojayasi? He says that also. You are saying Jnana Yoga is good. Let me go to the forest and meditate. This Ghora Karma of killing people, why are you appointing me for this one? That also is another question. Tat kim karmani ghore mam niyojayasi Keshava. Now why that? So look at that whole confusion he is living with, right? And that also he handles. See, look at the difficulty of Arjuna and how he is, what kind of a counseling subjects you are going to get. It's not a one session and you're done, right? You will have months of counseling. Then, atakena prayuktoyam papam charati purushaha. Now he's like little more ready and he says, wait, I'm understanding what you're saying. But then, I'm not able to stop myself. I don't want to eat those chocolates. But then, there is a devil inside me making me eat. Atakena prayuktoyam papam charati purushaha. Why people commit these sins knowing fully well, baladiva niyojitaha, as if somebody is pushing them to do, they go and do this, and I do the same thing. So how do I control my mind? That's the next question. And then, chanchalam hi mana Krishna. Look, my mind itself is like that. He's trying to tell, his problems now. Luckily, they have improved from, oh, I don't want to do anything, my hands are shaking, to, okay, all right, I'm willing to try. Right? And then comes, next slide. Then comes Krishna's counseling. Now, not then comes, but through the whole process, Krishna is counseling. Now we'll see how the counseling has progressed too, right? What has happened? It's a piece of art. You can see that through the Bhagavad Gita. That is from chiding. First of all, he says, oh, what is this? Klaibyam maspadam partha. What are you doing? Ashochalanva shochastvam. And then comes friendly advice. Hatva prapsyase swargam. Then what else he says? Or if you win, you get the sukha bhoga, and if you lose, you get swarga. So now from there, somehow worldly, goes to worldly advice. Then he gives him positive and negative reinforcement. That is happening through the whole thing. And then once his quest increases, Then he gives him higher goals to pursue also. The tips and tools. It's like CBT. What is CBT?
Cognitive behavior.
Cognitive behavioral therapy, Gestalt therapy. Look at yourself. What are you doing? Bringing him to the present moment. And then he gives him shock therapy. What is that? What is a shock therapy?
Vishwarupa.
Chapter 11,
Yeah,
shock
Vishwarupa.
therapy. It's like, all right, I'm going to show you the whole Vishwarupa Darshana. That's like, giving him a big jolt there, right? Magnetic, what do they call? Electromagnetic.
Electromagnetic pulse.
EMT. All of that is done in this. So, starting from Hutastva Kashmalamidam. What is this? What kind of dumb act this is? He starts with that. Klaibhyam Masmagama, even worse, don't be impotent man. And then from there, Ashochan and Vashochastvam. Then he comes to this milder way of saying, hey, come on, man. You're talking like Pradnya Vadamshcha Bhashase. You talk like you are a great hero. But what Ashochan and Vashochastvam, Gatasun, Agatasunscha, that is, those that should not be grieved. People come and go and you're grieving for that. Ashochan and Vashocha. These are not to be grieved. That kind of matter, but you are grieving over that. And then he goes from there to, all right, let me give you reality check. Najayate imriyate vakadachit nayam bhutva bhavita vanabhuyate. So, neither we are born or we are going to die. So, why are you grieving over all these things? So, reality check comes. Then, Vasamsi Jirnani, giving examples, various examples, like old cloth, this is just going to body will drop down, but these people are not going to die. And at one point he even says, they're already dead, man. You just have to nimitta matram bhavasavyasachi. You just become the instrument, that's all. It's just, if you just fast forward the time, they're all dead men. Come on, you just have to pull the arrow, that's all. And then jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu. Same thing. The very fact that you are born means you are going to die. So all of these reality checks. When Krishna is now ready to act, he's okay. He heard it and he's heard it repeatedly. See that there is a repetition. Number 2 is already done. Chapter number 2. If you just go through that, it feels like all right, you're done. Lesson is over. Go home. Love thy neighbor. Done. One sentence is enough. Are we ready? But we are like dog's tail. So it has to be said again and again. So after chapter 2, Krishna is not done. Chapter 3, first thing he says, you are confusing me, man. Tell me what is the one good thing. And then he says, all right, I said everything, but now I have to repeat it. So he goes on. Then he comes and tells him how to work. Now once he's ready to take up the arms, he says, all right, let me explain to you. Karmanyeva adhikarahate. Because you may be ready to act, but you're not ready. We think we are ready. We say, all right, I listened to Swamiji, I listened to this wonderful satsang, I had this satsang, I go home, I'm ready to act. The next thing I'll come back and say, oh, my boss said these things to me and it's just so annoying. I'm no longer motivated and I want to quit this job. But in the next job, you'll meet some other boss and the same problems, right? So now Krishna is going to make him totally ready for this, right? Karmanyeva adhikaraste. Yes, work, but fruit is something that's not yours. You're not eligible for the fruits. You're only eligible for the work. So all of these, yogastaha kuru karmani. Now he's preparing him for the kushalam, what he taught, kusha grass, how to cut it without cutting your hands. So that is kaushalam, yogastha kuru karmani. He talks about that. Prajahati yada kaman, all these inner desires. We work because we have this huge ego sitting there wanting to achieve to get the kingdom, to bhogartham. No, you're not fighting this war for the sake of enjoyment of the kingdom. You're fighting this war to vanquish evil and establish good. That dharma, this is dharma yuddha. Whereas Arjuna began saying, oh, what's the point? I cannot enjoy my kingdom because my grandpa would be dead, my guru would be dead. Hey, come on, man. So wait. There is a problem here. His outlook had a problem. When he had this DSM attack, panic attack, his outlook was the problem. If he was thinking of the higher noble cause, where is the question of having this panic? So that he starts bringing him on the plane of spiritual way of working, karma yoga. So then karmanyavi, he was samsiddhim, same thing. Next comes the kiritinam gadinam chakrinancha. Then comes the therapy, shock therapy. All right, I'm just going to show the big view of life, the higher view. That happens to all of us. When we start doing this karma yoga, somewhere we start feeling peace inside. Somewhere, little, moments won't last for a whole long. But there are moments and glimpses, Remember you were saying that. I just counseled this person and I felt so happy because, I felt like it was my healing experience. So you feel those little rewards. So you get those Vishwarupa darshanas here and there. And that drives you to go further. And sometimes scary too, by the way. So that happens, and that is what takes you next. And that's why he shows these great rewards. This is a positive reinforcement as well, right? Where he says, okay, if you practice, this is what happens. And finally, he says, all right, Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. Now the Shantarupa, after seeing that huge, big shock therapy, he now brings him to the Yoga Nidra session. Relax and put the intention. Relax. Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. That means, doesn't matter what you're doing, just leave the results to me. Many a times we all get caught up with, oh, did I do it right? Maybe I missed something. We have this guilt and shame and fear. All of that you just submit. Okay, this was what you made me for. I did it. I'm done. So that is a great relief for us. And finally, after all these things, he says, Yatechasi tata kuru. Now I've taught you all this. I've given you all this. Now it's time for you to act. And you act per your dharma. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the rest. Actually, it's other way. 13 is 12 and 12 is 13. Sarvadharman Parityajya comes later. I don't know why it changes the whole.
The number is 72.
Numbers
72 and 60 are right.
Correct.
The sequence is right.
That is right.
I thought
What is
there's one more
legendary?
shloka
Correct.
after that.
After Yathechasi Tata.
Yeah. There are a few more shlokas that talk about
That is the last one.
letting go.
Well, that's what he says last.
79,
No,
I think.
that's not
No,
last.
78 is
That's
Sanjay
not last.
saying.
At the end, he gives a few more shlokas where he asks him to
Yeah,
surrender.
there are a few other.
Yeah, he's very smart. He
This is
doesn't leave it
essentially
saying
the last,
Yathechasi
Do
tata.
as you will, right?
Yeah, he doesn't leave it at that. The Sarvadharman Parityajya is 1866, whereas the last one, 13th one, is 1863, not 72. That's wrongly written there. So it's actually Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja is the one of the last. It's not totally last. The last one he wanted that to be Mama. So that's poetic reason why he has to put it that way. But whatever be the reason, but Sarvadharman Parityajya is one of the last advisors. That means to say,
Essentially.
I am here. You do what your dharma is. But I am here. You can leave those results to me. So final counseling was, leave everything to me and just relax. Do what you want to do, but then relax. So very beautiful journey of counseling that between the two of them, the counselee and counselor, and all that you can. The Bhagavad Gita is just fantastic for HCI counselors. That's what I wanted to say, and. I like this next slide.
I'm going to put it up. There's money to be made if you're interested in being a spiritual entrepreneur. Please go ahead and publish the following sticker.
Yeah, that's a good one actually.
Not as in Uber driving your Uber car, but Uber as in super driver.
Yeah.
This is the driver behind everyone, everything.
That's what he's called Jagat Guru.
Jagat Guru.
True Jagat Guru.
Yeah.
So like there is a coexistent God. God is my co-pilot.
Yeah.
Krishna is my Uber driver.
And you're
Arriving
giving the
soon.
credit to the Uber also.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to show you the journey we've traveled so far. Thank you, Ashwini. Thank you. Please give her a big hand.
Yeah. Very well presented.
I want to give you a preview of what is it that we've been doing today and why, and then how, a little bit of the sort of the madness and method behind the madness. Let me show you the method behind the madness first. This is a mind map. You can't read it, but the whole point was you can't read it. I don't expect you to read it. But we tried to figure out what is it that we want to convey in today's class. We broke down the thoughts into cogent groups of thoughts, and then like with every good Bollywood movie, we wanted to make sure we begin well and end well, and have a lot of song and dance and drama in the middle. So the thoughts are not in this order, but they have originated in this order. We switched over to this order then, which is 10 different talks. And we laid out the learning objectives very clearly. What is it that we wish you to understand and take away with you? And then every talk we've done, there are 10 talks that you've heard today, every talk has been sent through this hurdle of, is it achieving this objective? And so, and that's the style that we wish to adopt, which is have clear learning objectives from your point of view, and have an interesting way of delivering it. The information is being delivered with more emotion, more subtly, but certainly it's being delivered. A lot of the work you will have to do yourself with the Gita, but hopefully this has given you a good introduction to Gita as a Dharma Shastra, Gita as a practical guide that has been used by world leaders, political, philosophical, religious, and other leaders, scientific leaders, and one that requires you to engage with it directly and personally. Don't outsource your engagement of the Gita to somebody else. Engage with it directly, make it your own, live it, and through living the Gita, use it as a counseling, yourself as a vehicle of that counseling exchange. So don't just do it intellectually, or don't just memorize verses that you need to spout at a particular occasion. Let it come through your life, whether it's Jnana Yoga or Bhakti Yoga or Karma Yoga. Ramakrishna Paramahans used to say that this is like making kheer, which is Indian sweet, right? You can't just have rice or just milk or just sugar. You have to have all three cooked properly. And it's the same here. The integration of these different diverse paths makes the kheer. The robustness of the rice of the Karma Yoga, the clarity and richness of Jnana and Dhyana Yoga, and the sweetness of surrender and Bhakti Yoga, all must come together into this kheer that we must be ourselves as we engage with others. So as you're looking at the Gita, don't just think of, hey, I'm a rice guy, this is a very nice rice dish, or I'm a sweet guy, it's all sweet, or I'm just all malai, all cream, so I'm just going to go to the wisdom part of it. It's all three together in a very tasteful, very delicious mixture. And let the Gita seep through your work into your actions, invisibly, Waldo-like, showing up in all different places and at all different times. And making it uniquely your message, like Gandhiji said, his life is his message. Let your message itself be the way you live the Gita in your entire life. But for that, you will have to be friends with these books. You will have to truly engage and fight and argue and let them speak to you and make it your own. So thank you for today's class. I hope you've enjoyed it. And next week we're going to cover palliative. And let me just bring that up. It's actually here. Next week's topic, just so you're prepared for it, we're going to cover basics of aging and palliative care. Basics of aging and palliative care. So we're going to cover preventative care for the body and for the mind. Then we're going to cover being prepared for serious illness, because many of us will go through it on our way out, which is what are our personal values in the context of a medical treatment, so which goes into your advanced health directive and so on, and what to do in case of advanced serious illnesses, and how to talk to a physician. So all of those are topics we will cover next week.
And
very
three or four
interesting.
very distinguished
Very, very distinguished, very, very heartfelt doctors with deep experience will be here next week. It's going to be a wonderful class, so be prepared to get the most out of it. So until then, this week we will assign work from chapter 2, reading, going to the super site, and just playing around with a few different interpretations and seeing what catches your eye and using that to write up. Sir.
Are we going to have any more lectures on the Gita or this is it?
No, this quarter, this is the one. Next quarter, lots of lectures.
Oh, next quarter.
Next got a very rich discussion of specific, about 3 or 4 sessions.
Yeah, 3 or 4. Yeah,
Bhagavad Gita is
very deep.
The next 3 are more in the counseling part, in terms of palliative geriatric care, and then the anger management, stress management part for the
And
next
burnout.
session.
The
Caregiver.
reason I am asking the question is, I will be away in India between the end of December, the beginning of December and probably the middle of February. So I am wondering what classes I am going to miss.
We can tell you, we can tell you right now.
Online
You can always join Zoom, no classes missed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it will be
But
slightly
live
stretching
would
the
be
day for you, but
Yeah.
all classes.
And I think we've figured out the technical stuff. I think our online presence is better. Today I've been checking with Janaji. It looks like we're okay.
Janaji, Sitaji were through the session, and I think they are able to hear and see everything which is happening.
You missed in the classroom for a few classes, but that's okay. Enjoy your vacation, but all the knowledge will be available to you.
So when Gauravji was in India, he was seeing our classes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is possible.
Yeah, both Third Eye and Zoom.
Yeah.
Please sit up straight. We're going to chant the closing prayers. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhino. So please sit in any comfortable posture is all right. Sitting is fine. Sit with your back straight, your back, neck and head in a straight line. You can sit down, sir. Eyes gently closed. Relax the expression on your face. Relax your shoulders. Relax your belly. Just ease into your breath. Bringing your attention to the breath. As you exhale, just let go a little bit more, easing in to your posture. Bring the palms together at the heart center, pressing the palms together gently. We're going to chant Om 3 times and then the closing prayers, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. Exhale completely, take a deep breath. Inhale. 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 Inhale, then chant. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu nirabhaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kasyachid dukkha bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Release your hands, rub your palms together to generate some heat. And gently cup your eyeballs to transfer that heat. Massaging the face and the neck. And then covering your face, blinking your eyes, open your eyes and pull your palms back like a normal book. Namaskar. Thank you very much for today's class. And please look out for homework and we will see you next week. Namaskar.
Thank you.